For those of you listening on the pod,
welcome in hour 2. All right. So let's hit. Yeah. Also, if you want to join the Patreon group, best way to support the show, scan the QR code in the upper right or go to patreon.com/Packer fan total access. $3 get you access to everything in there. And you're going to have the Chalk Talk episodes like this one we're about to do here in the second hour. It will be available on there, as well as all the other content that we got, including this report we're going to hit on right quick. Actually, you can already see the Chalk Talk is uploaded in there. The video is already ready to go. Okay, so you guys already have access to what we're going to break down tonight. But what, Jacob? What's your prop?
He's laughing at the same thing I am. I know you.
All right, so 2-0 for this is 22 feels so weird for a wide receiver. Atham says, is he really wearing 22? Daryl comes in surprisingly again. He's been on a roll lately with some actual information. He says Deuce Watts is the last wide receiver to wear number 22 out of Tulane.
I don't listen to much Taylor Swift.
Daryl had his first kiss at 22. Daryl catching strays even when he's rocking. Sorry, buddy.
Here's a guy.
Jesus.
Sometimes I'm excited about getting on this show after work. And then I get in here, I go, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing?
Why did we do that?
This is what we built.
And then we got Rob Westerman here going, I'm just going to have to sit back and watch this thing crash and burn. That's what
Rob Westerman's like, I was here under the assumption we were going to talk ball.
Yeah.
Wrong.
I know Rob was laying stripes earlier, so I'm proud of him.
Keep flipping through the channels, Rob. You got the wrong show if you're expecting anything constructive over here. I promise you. So, CJ, and apparently he wants to remember the 22 people drafted before him. Really? I didn't think about that.
Nice.
He also wore number 2 in college, too. So.
Yeah, I feel like you may have made that up, but I'm going to go with it because I think that's awesome.
But it also, it seems extremely accurate as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep, let's do it.
All right, so this scouting report we put together earlier in the process on April 4th. Jacob, are you done yet? This Monday is lit.
Get ready to go.
No, it's not, Chuck. Don't encourage this. So we already put the scouting report together, his high school numbers, his numbers coming out of college, the full breakdown. That's what you get on Patreon. There's the PFF card, get the RAS card, all that good stuff, right? But today we added in Dane Brugler's scouting report, all right? Just want a quick refresher, then we'll jump right into Chalk Talk and show you some tape of how he may or may not fit into this Green Bay offense. So one-year starter at Texas Golden was a Z receiver and head coach Steve Sarkisian's RPO pro-style spread offense and was used across the formation with heavy motion 76% of the time, where snaps out wide, 23.9% were in the slot. After 2 promising seasons in Houston's air raid scheme, he was an underrated addition for the Longhorns in 2024 and proved especially valuable when it mattered most, averaging 102.8 receiving yards over his final 4 games, SEC championship, and 3 playoff games. Fluid in and out of his breaks, Golden shows a plan as a route runner. I love his ability to break down corners by keeping his eyes, hips, and feet in sync. That coordination also translates to the catch point where he's very natural ball skills to track, frame, and finish. Overall, it might bother some teams that he doesn't have better size, but Golden also doesn't have any glaring flaws to his game that would keep him from becoming a productive pro. He can play inside or outside and become the go-to target for an NFL offense. So the strengths are average size measurables, but doesn't play small. Graceful athlete with outstanding control and release and route breaks. Uses different techniques to make corners feel his presence, opening cornerbacks and curls. Favorite route is a 14-yard curl. You're going to see it like 3 or 4 times on this Chalk Talk. When he runs this curl, inside break is a curl, outside is a hitch, right? So he'll run the inside break curl, and then as he curls inside, he works back to the outside. It's really cool. It's like he'll curl inside, fade out, catch the ball, then jab step back inside and make guys miss. You'll see it over and over and over. Really, really cool how he worked that curl route for sure. So let's see here. Where was I at? Okay, stem burst creates separation on posts and corners. Above average focus at catch point with fast, steady hands. Superb body control to turn and frame the football midair. Tracks ball well down the field. Often had to slow and adjust his track with Quinn Ewers' noodle arm deep balls. Much stronger than expected, especially when finishing catches through contact. Impressive awareness post-catch. Immediately changing run angles to make the first man miss. That kind of goes along with that 14-yard curl we talked about. Averaged at least 20 yards per catch in 10 of his 16 games in 24. returned 2 kickoffs for touchdowns at 23, career 25.8 yards per kick return. So he had 28 attempts for 722 yards and 2 touchdowns. Very self-confident, embraces competition, emerged as the top option in Texas's talent-rich wide receiver room in 24. Coaches trusted him to play every wide receiver position in the playbook. We've also got a background in there. You guys go check it out in the Patreon group. It's just one of the many things that you have access to in there. Hit that super chat, Jacob. I'll get Chalk Talk queued up, man.
Yeah, Mr. Josh Martin says, we drafted our Tyreek Hill type of player. Quick twitch. Obviously, Golden has a little more size than Tyreek does. But again, that 4.29 speed is undeniable there. I would argue that, Golden is much more of a well-rounded wide receiver, whereas, Tyreek is Tyreek. He's a freak, right? He's the cheetah. But I feel like that Matthew Golden can be used in more areas, avenues, packages, just because he's a little more well-rounded, if that makes sense.
Yep. I've heard some fans in the previous week suggest trading for Tyreek Hill. And I like this move. I like this move a hell of a lot better than that. Go out and get Matthew Golden, and he'll be Matthew Golden. That's why I like how Josh put this. Tyreek Hill type of player, as close as you can get to making a comparison. I think Matt Golden is going to do Matt Golden things in Green Bay, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you for the super chat, Josh. Elijah Gwynn says 11 kids. Heck yeah, he's a freak. There you go. I don't know. I think Golden, he's going to bring just enough of that confidence, right? But he's still going to be grounded enough, right? Well grounded to, I think, be exactly what Matt LaFleur is looking for in his offense. So, unfortunately, guys, I'm going to go ahead and give a 2-minute warning here. We're going to have to end the stream on YouTube. If you want to continue with this Chalk Talk episode with us, we'd love to have you over on Rumble or X. Okay, it's going to stay up live there. Jacob, go ahead and hit what you had on the screen there while we give people time to hop over to Rumble or X.
Prince says Tyreek better be fast, though, than baby mama's chasing after him.
A perfect drop there, by the way. Emilio, you got anything else to add as we give people an opportunity to hop over to the other stream there, man?
Yeah, like and sub while you're on YouTube, and then go ahead and like and sub on Rumble there. But if not, if you don't want to go to Rumble, go ahead and hop into Patreon. Sorry, Donovan. I mean, YouTube, they did us dirty. They've done it twice. We broke 1 million views for the second time now, YouTube, so we're good there. Y'all helped us get over 4,000 subs by the draft. We're cruising. We're on our way to 4,500, and we're going to just keep setting goals. So thank you to everyone listening. And honestly, a bunch in here right now. So appreciate y'all, but swing over to Rumble and let's get it.
X as well, right? We'll be live on X.
Yep. Yeah, X too. Over on Twitter, some people get mad when you call it X. Greg Rice said, where's the link? It's in the description of this video, or just go over to Rumble and type in Packers Total Access. We're actually the top Packers channel over there. We actually surpassed the Green Bay Packers.
You got like 100 more subs than the Packers, I think.
Yeah. I was going to say, guys, Rumble's a great platform, and when YouTube eventually ends up banning people out of their existence, then I'm telling you guys, Rumble is absolutely exploding. It's nice to know that we have a place to go, so definitely make this a backup so you can have our account subscribed.
Chris is already over there.
There you go.
Get the move on. We'll be going.
Yeah.
Get ready to go.
Again, I love YouTube. I use it more than any other app, probably, other than X. It's just one of those things. Like I was chatting with Ryan earlier, and he put a Matthew Golden highlight thing together, and sure enough, they flagged it. It's like it's not that they're flagging. It's like, tell us what we're allowed to do. 1 second they'll let you do it. It's just like they pick and choose to let the AI. And once they get you, it's like, we were demonetized for most of the year. So It is what it is. So
we already got everybody. And 15, 20 people over there cruising. So I think we're ready to swing it over there.
All right. Sounds good. Everybody on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate y'all. We will be back tomorrow night for PTA Live, 7 p.m. Central. But like I said, we're going to stay live here on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and Rumble. But we appreciate y'all over on YouTube. All right, if we could just get confirmation that we are off of YouTube, someone. It said the stream ended, but we got to be very, very careful here. We don't want to get the channel.
Yes, stream ended. And at that point, I'm out. Appreciate you, fellas. I'm going to watch it on Patreon. I'll catch you later.
All right, brother.
See you, Xelio.
That's growing, boys. Y'all have no idea.
Yeah, we're showing 0 viewers on YouTube here.
All right, good deal. Let's get into it. What little chalk talk about Matthew Golden? All right. Let me get
Here's
this.
the guy.
This don't look wonky on me. All right, and I think I can actually still see the chat. Maybe not. Let me widen this stream out. Give me just a second, guys. Does that look okay on the screen for you guys? Does that look all right to you?
Yeah, it looks great.
All right, good deal.
I'm blind. I got to go full screen.
Right. That's what I'm
Jacob,
trying to do too. I'm trying to match it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. So here we go, boys. First play, you'll notice the and shout out to Ryan Schlip. He's the one who put this clip together. And he said, yeah, man, go for it. Use it. So here we are. Okay. So you'll notice Matthew Golden is at the top of the screen here. And again, I want you to think in terms of deployment because many people say, oh, he's just a slot receiver, right? This guy plays all over the formation. And
looks like he's on the boundary right now.
Exactly, right? And what's crazy is this may be credited as a slot. It depends on who's charting the game for whichever website, right? Yeah, there you go. Back Daddy in the house. Look at that beautiful video. Wish there was a banger soundtrack to get it. Go to Ryan's YouTube channel. All right, and he's got 2 different YouTube channels. Make sure you go to the right one. Just check them both. And he put together an AI-generated song about Matthew Golden to it. It is sick. The beat is nasty on it, so go check it out. But anyway, you see this guy motioning over, and he's going to end up outside. That would technically make him the slot, right? It depends on who's charting this game. But I'm not going to give you the entire call. We're going to key in on Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden's up at the top right here. What position is he playing? This is 11 gun cheat dub stack. Boundary X is the position he's playing. He's just going to run a little slant here. We mean boundary X. We always want to explain it in case we got new viewers. Boundary is the short side of the field, okay? So he's the X. Why is he the X? He's on the line of scrimmage opposite the tight end. That's what makes him the X receiver, okay? And then this is kind of their makeshift, what we would call F in Matt LaFleur's offense, okay? The flyer. So, again, he's just going to get out here and run a little slant route. Watch how this is what Dane Brugler was talking about. Watch how he slows this slant to find the void and then hit the speed burst again. This dude he's remarkable underneath. But we'll see here. Bang, look, see him just get that head around real quick. Ball in space, looking to make a guy miss already. Look at my boy right here swimming, by the way. That's not the look you want to have if you're the defender there, right? Watch it one more time. Watch him come out of the break. Whoop. And look how much he gets on a 5-yard slant route, bro.
Yep.
All right, this play here. We got 12 gun, Dubs Nasty. He's going to be the Z, and it's going to be a quick out. Okay, so let's identify the Z in this regard. Now, it's kind of hard when you're in a 12 balance set, right? When we say Dubs, it's 2 by 2, 1, 2 by 1, 2. Okay, and that's the 12 personnel. It's a gun set. It's nasty. It's Dubs Nasty because all the targets are inside the numbers. You see this guy right here, right? And that's Matthew Golden at the bottom. I would go Z for him on this because typically the X will most likely play on the boundary, the short side of the field. In this case, it's just a balanced 12 set. So you got Matthew Golden right here. He's going to run a little quick out, okay? So just going to kind of work up and hit a little quick out down here at the bottom. Let's go 75 so we can really appreciate this. Look how he sets him up, bang, out. Catches every pass with his hands, is always looking to make a guy miss. All right. Next play, 11 guns dub. All right, so we're going to go dub again. That's a 2 by 2 set, 1, 2 by 1, 2. It's a strong left look, and he's going to be on the boundary here, but playing Z. Okay. Again, the X is on the line of scrimmage, opposite the tight end. So the tight end side receiver is the Z. Some people prioritize the short side of the field and just say that's the X. I've been watching football for a long time, and I learned from a lot of coaches here locally. They've always told me, no, the X is always opposite the Y, the Y being this tight end right here, this attached tight end, okay? So he's playing Z here, and this is going to be a quick out, but he's going to kind of round this thing off, get the head around. It's almost like a back shoulder fade. And I want you to watch. You see this over and over and over with his strong hands, okay? So check him out right here, out of the break. Head around. Look at this hands catch.
This is a – oh, I didn't mean to cut you off, Clay.
No, you're good. Go ahead, bro.
I was going to say it's a great example of AFAM talked about this in the chat a few minutes ago. Great minds think alike. I mean, he is so deadly, nasty good on the sidelines. A little bit of space creation right there with the route, and then look at that grab, toe tap, no problem. He's going to do this all day, left, right, up and down in Green Bay, and I'm here for it for sure.
Yeah. I see Brady in the chat said, "What's Ryan's YouTube channel?" Just type in Packernet Podcast or just Packernet, one word, Packernet, and you should see two options. Check them both. One's got the podcast on it. The other one has got his videos on it. So what do you think, Jacob, what we're seeing so far here with Matthew Goldman? Every catch is a hands catch, is it not?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's one of the things I definitely liked about him. You rarely see him making body catches. And like Tim said, he just seems to understand where that sideline is at all times. And he knows what he has to do. If it's in a short distance, a closing gap, he knows where the DB is. He knows what area he has left before he can make a catch. And I'm excited, especially too, because you look at like what for years, what did we watch? We watched Aaron Rodgers and Devontae absolutely perfect those kind of very quick twitch corner routes, the sideline routes, the ones where you would just look at them. You know what I mean? They would literally just look at each other and you'd understand, oh crap. Like they're going to do some sort of weird little fade kind of out route, whatever you want to do. And I think that Jordan Love has that capability, and he has lacked somebody that he can get on the same page to that point where like the physical traits and abilities are just too good. You cannot cover that guy in that amount of space and time, especially if Jordan Love puts the ball where it needs to be.
Definitely. All right, up next, you got 11 gun, Trey left 2. Boundary X is where he's going to be playing. He's going to run a go fade. Let's talk a little bit about what Trey left 2 means. So some people would call Trey Y flex, but you need to – I like to specify when I call out a formation, everyone knows where everybody's at. When we say Trey, it means a trip set that includes a tight end. Okay, now typically the tight end is going to be in the 3 spot here, right? In this case, he's actually in the 2. So when we say Trey left, there's your Trey, there's your tight end in the number 2. When we say 2, you count from the outside in, all right? There's your 1, 2, that would be your 3 right there, okay? So it always goes outside in. So when you hear people like Dan Orlovsky or some, anyone else talk about, yeah, you put speed in the 2 or you put the 1 with a post, whatever, like they're talking about the number of the position of the players to quickly identify, okay, there's where that player is going to be. 1, 2, 3. If it's a dub set, it'd be 1, 2 on one side, outside in, opposite side, 1, 2, outside in, if that makes sense. So Trey left 2, boundary X. Again, boundary is the short side of the field. There's your X. Why is it the X? On the line of scrimmage, opposite the tight end. Okay. So he's going to play boundary X. I mean, he's going to run as a go fade, and the screen's kind of small down here at the bottom, obviously. But what he's going to do is just a little stutter step, get on the outside shoulder, and run a fade route down the sideline. So this is going to showcase a little bit of that speed. But what I like about his speed, I've heard people say he doesn't look that fast on the tape. What I see is someone playing under control. And Quinn Ewers underthrew about 93.5% of the balls he threw this year. You'll see it all over this tape. So I think he recognized that, and he's really good at reading the balls in the air. I think that's absolutely huge. But watch him work off the line here. We'll see if we can't get a little loop on him off the line. You'll see a little stutter step. He's out. If we're even, I'm leaving, right? Now look at this ball placement. It's just like he has no problem catching the ball with a defender in his face. You see it over and over and over. This next angle is going to give you a really good shot of it. He was a spark plug for that offense, you could tell. But look at this catch right here. 1 foot in, right?
Late hands, remember?
Yes.
Exactly. And like you said, Clay, too, good ball placement by the QB here, too. And I expect to see plenty of that from J Money this year.
Oh, yeah. So, again, you know, some of the stuff that Dane Brugler was talking about in the scouting report, you see it. Like Greg Rice says here, nice body control. He just plays under control. And when he needs to turn on that speed, he can turn on that speed. But I think that, you know, you get some players in the league. And, look, I'm not trying to take a shot at Luke Musgrave, but it is what it is. He's a fast tight end. His RAS was through the roof. But you know what I'm saying, Jacob? It's like he doesn't play under control. He's always stumbling. He's always stumbling out of the breaks. And hopefully he can get that cleaned up. I'm expecting big things from Luke Musgrave. But this is what we're talking about with body control right here, man, for sure.
Yeah. There's certain people that just, when the ball's in the air, they know exactly what to do. I would argue that's the biggest knock on Musgrave is when that ball's in the air, it's like he tracks it but his lower body goes, I don't know what to do with my arms
Right.
/ legs. He turns into baby giraffe mode where you see a guy like this. It seems like he goes up, he tracks the ball, and his body just instinctively knows what to do. And like Tim talked about, he knows where that sideline is. You see how he's not even worried about where that is. He confidently knows I can step back a good yard and a half, and I have no problems coming down in bounds. I think that that's a really underrated quality that I don't think is easily quantified on paper. You can't give a score to what type of ball tracking skills a guy has unless you see it,
That's like Clayton was saying, a guy that's comfortable with the contested catch, comfortable catching balls when he's being covered, and comfortable being uncomfortable, and that's a great attribute in a young receiver for sure. You're not gonna rattle Matthew Golden with a little safety help over the top. I don't see it happening,
dude. Right. And do you see a pattern with what we did with both these receivers? I mean, Matthew Golden, pretty good contested catch rate. Savon has an 88% contested catch rate. Like that guy, when he sees the ball, that 6'4" frame, he's going up, he's getting it. I think the Packers prioritize that with the guy. Yeah, here you go, Goody. Here you go.
And
it ain't easy.
Something that Ryan said on his pod that I was listening to, I think it was one of the Packer After Darks, is like people were so quick to try to put Savion in that box of he's just going to be a gadget guy. And that's not the case. It's not the case at all. Like the majority of his snaps came out wide. Yes, he played Wildcat. Yes, he ran jet sweeps. Yes, he played in the slide. But the majority of his snaps last year came out wide. And he's got a big body, a big frame, strong hands, like Jacob's saying, contested catches. He's almost built like a small tight end,
Yeah.
So, All right, up next, we got him down here in the slot, or what we would refer to as the F for Matt LaFleur's offense. What we mean by F is the flyer. He's the motion guy, right? So we've seen him kind of play outside already. Now let's watch him as the motion guy. But here's what's interesting. And this is what Greg Cosell was talking about, how Matthew Golden would fit into a Sean McVay offense as a moving Z. This is what we're talking about. When the ball's snapped, he's technically going to be the Z, and he's moving from the slot out to the Z. Okay, so it's 11 gun dubs. We talked about it's just a 2x2 set. He's going to be F right in the slot right here. You can see the arrow, right? If I can get my illustrator to work right there. And what he's going to do is cheat out wide. All right, so he's going to cheat out wide. They're going to snap the ball, and that gives him a run and go. He's going to get out here on the edge, and he's going to run that curl I was talking about. But as he runs the curl, notice how he'll run the curl but catch the ball back out and then look to jab step in. Now, there's some plays he'll take it on out as well. But I want you to watch how he works this curl. This is what he's really, really good at. A little 14-yard curl. This may be a little shallower than that, but watch him set up the defender, chop it down. See how he's curled in, but watch how he works back outside and then jab step out. Let's cut it back in. In this case, he didn't break the tackle. I mean, he still picked up an extra 2 or 3 yards. But you see that all over the tape. Is that you understand what I'm saying? Like he's just always looking to get extra yardage, and every catch is a hands catch. Just about every one of them. Mm-hmm. So the way he chops it down, that's that body control we're talking about again, right? I mean, look at the corner. That's coaching tape right there. Look at the corners like, crap. Yeah. And he even had safety help over the top. So
yeah, what's interesting is kind of like Tim highlighted how he seems to be always aware where the sideline is. He just seems to have that spatial awareness in every route he runs, like you just talked about, where right before he makes the break on his route, he knows where the DB is. Right before he makes the comeback, he knows where the DB's trying to go. When he catches the ball, he knows where he's probably the momentum's taking him. And then when he has the ball in his hands and he turns upfield, he has the vision to understand, I got another guy coming from my left. The guy that I just dusted is probably still right there over my right shoulder. Like he just seems like he has that FBI that it's hard to coach.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next play here. 11 gun dubs. He's in the slot. Okay, so he's going to be right here. But notice post cheat, he's going to be the X receiver. You say, Clayton, how do you know that? Notice the motion here. This guy's going to motion over, and by the time the ball is snapped, he's inside. Well, guess what? Now he's on the line of scrimmage, opposite the tight end. So that makes him the field side, big side of the field, right? You notice the ball. Actually, it's a balanced look, so it don't really matter. But he's going to be the X by the time this ball snaps. So you see him cheat in. Now he's the X receiver. And what he's going to do, once again, he's going to run that curl route. He's going to come out here, curl in, catch the ball outside, and then look to make a move. All right, let's watch him on this route. Already got the cornerback thinking, I ain't letting him burn me over the top, chops it down. Once again, defenders all around him, right? Like the concentration to make that catch knowing there's two defenders here outside. Now he's just going to turn it up, get the first down here. But again, what you want to focus on there is the ability to chop that thing down. You see corners. Look at the safety's kind of bending his way a little bit too. Like you could tell he feels his presence right there. But the corner is not going to let him over the top. He knows exactly what the defense is. Chop that thing down as soon as he flips his hips, make the catch, secure it, pick up the first down, move the sticks. So up next, you've got 11 gun, Trey Wright stack, slot lead, switch. All right. And it's going to be a jab and go. And this is awesome. Some people call it a jab out. Or I'm sorry, I've heard it called a jab and go. He's going to jab out and then run a go route. It's kind of like the sluggo. You know, the sluggo is a slant and go. You're going to sell the slant and then go vertical. This one it's almost like he's going to run a corner, start to show a corner or an out, and then take it up. Not an out and up. An out and up, you go out 3 to 5 yards and then break it up the sideline. This is just a quick little jab step and take the seam. Now, when we say stack, this is what we're talking about. The receivers in front of one another, right? And when I say slot lead, he's a half a step inside that makes him the slot, and he's the lead guy in the stack. With this jab and go, once again, what he's going to do is he's going to bend inside, and then he's going to give a little step out and then take it on a go route. More of a go, really, than a post. So it almost acts like a skinny post, but it's still a go. But watch his footwork right here. Key in on number 2 in that stack slot. See him get inside, switch release right here. Look at the corner. You see the step, right? And the
It's not only the step, though. Look at the upper body, too, how he kind of gives him that shoulder juke. Like telling him I'm going outside, and he totally bites on it. It's beautiful.
It's over, man. Again, watch the release. Knows exactly what space he wants to use. Get him to commit outside. Bang.
Yeah.
And then once again, the ball underthrown, of course. They did a good job of securing it, right? Poor Quinn Ewers is going to get roasted this whole pod. I'm sorry. It's just
what's cool too is that like you can feel so right after he makes that break and he knows that the cornerback oversold and he's done. Like you said, if the ball was a better ball, he could tell that he expects the ball to be more towards the corner of the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the natural where he's naturally more open. He still understands, all right, I'm gonna have to bend this back inside a little bit, turn around and catch that wiggle arm ball. But like that's pretty awesome. And I know I hate sounding like a certain type of person, but Jordan Love is known sometimes to leave the ball hanging up there. So it's nice to know that
not in 2025, baby.
Hey,
we got that squared away, baby.
Exactly.
Dangerous.
I'm just saying it's nice to know that we have a wide receiver that's not just going to be like, oh, I guess it's not in my route tree. I'm not going to go fight for it. Like it's good to see that he's willing to come back, make a play on the ball, readjust.
This is that's what Clay was talking about yesterday, right? At the top of the stem, being able to drag, stutter step, and adjust. Contort your body and adjust, catch that ball. Right there. That's probably one of the few body catches you're going to see. From Matthew Golden, because he had to do it to secure the catch here because it's underthrown.
That's what you want to do in that situation, right, Tim? That's not all body catches are bad catches, right?
Absolutely.
In that case,
it's a great example of a good body catch, right? Let it land in the breadbasket. Put your butt down. It's a tutter.
God, I do not like Quinn Ewers' release. It just looks painful.
That looked like a knuckleball too. He was not spinning that one. That was a definite Tim Wakefield knuckleball right there all day.
In his defense too, I'm pretty sure he was battling an arm injury.
Yeah, he did.
So, but no doubt it was ugly. Next we got 11 gun Dubs X right. So he's going to be the X on the right, and he's just going to run a skinny out. Okay, and this is a dog concept, is what this is called. We ran this quite a bit last year in the red zone. So with the dog concept, the 2 is going to run it underneath, right? And the 1 is going to take it up and out. So it's like a spacing concept, right? But the thing I notice about him, and maybe they told him, hey, skinny that thing off before you break out. But if they didn't, he understands leverage. Get that safety to bend in just a touch and create the separation outside. So again, this is him once again in the X, the field side X. Why is it the X? It's just a good teaching moment. He's on the line of scrimmage opposite the tight end. So the people that said, oh, he's just a Z. No, he's just a slot. He plays X too. Now, what will he do at the NFL level? That's up to LaFleur. LaFleur may get him in the office, go, hey, I want you to be primary Z. Or, hey, he may say, you know what? with the, I don't know if you heard about Dobbs or not. We could probably do a whole nother segment on that. There's rumors going around. This is the first I'd heard of today. Somebody had tagged me in a tweet, and I can't remember who reported on it. Dobbs's camp leaked the DK Metcalf trade rumors. You know why? Because Dobbs was in that trade package for DK Metcalf.
I just caught the ball.
That says a lot, and I'll just leave it at that. And again, you can say it's rumors, you can say it's not true. I have no way to prove it, but that's the rumors on the street. So there you go. J. Cole said he heard that too. So, all right. Anyway, watch the skinny again. What you're going to see him do is he's going to get inside, bend toward the backside of the coverage, and then I love there's bodies all around him. He concentrates on the catch so well, man. See him get inside real quick.
Yeah, you see that right off the snap, how he shaded inside a little.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
And then again, look at the catch.
Oh my goodness!
I mean,
I can't wait to see when we run the opposite of this. When we run that high-low dagger, and he's doing an in-breaker. Oh my goodness!
It kind of looks like Romeo Dobbs catching that ball, does it not? The way Dobby will snatch it up out of the air, jerk it away from the field.
I was gonna say it's awesome too because you watch like if a less disciplined receiver would think he can turn that route off and kind of cheat, you know what I mean, without selling it so far inside. He realized I gotta make that DB bite up on the other receiver, and then I already have the leverage over the top. I can just cut it outside as long as the ball is thrown. And it was a little behind. He shouldn't have had to have that make that much of a contested catch. But like you said, he grabs it, he pulls it out the cookie jar.
Yep,
I love it.
It's gonna be Effett Golden down there somewhere in 2025 because if you just put that ball, anywhere near him, he's coming down with it 80% of the time.
Yeah, look at that catch.
Way to turn away from the defender too, so you can't get it poked out. See the hand coming up, and he turns his body away.
Snatches.
Beautiful.
That's something that comes natural. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's hard for a coach to coach that into a player. You just got that spatial awareness and just understanding of what you're trying to accomplish, and knowing the defender's going to try to smack that thing out of there, secure it as quick as possible, get it away from him.
That I was just going to say, Greg Rice, that's a great point that you made too, Tim. Like, watch him. He gets the ball. He understands it's underthrown. The guy has the ability to throw his arm in there and dislodge that thing. But he says, nah, I'm going to snatch it, literally pull it out of his breadbasket, turn my whole body 180 degrees to the point where he can't do anything other than just land on top of me. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pack Daddy in the chat, 80% of the time he catches it every time.
Yeah.
You can tell he's a spark plug for this offense too, man. All right, up next, you got 11 gun Dubs. He's going to be the X on the right. So once again, he's playing X here. There's your tight end. He's on the line of scrimmage opposite the X. Going to run a curl and watch the DBs do this deep set. I mean, this is the SEC championship where he absolutely went off. Okay. I think it was the best game of his college career, if I remember correctly. Watch this DB respect his speed up here. Okay. And again, he's going to chop it down into a curl, but watch what he does after the catch. So I believe this is one of those good yak plays. So look at the DBs like, you ain't burning me deep, right? Ball, fade out, jab in. How many extra yards he picks up? What, another 8 extra yards right there to move the sticks.
Can you go back pre-snap on that?
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
real quick. Back to that first shot pre-snap. It's really interesting because if you look like right here, okay, every single DB is playing off their man, but nobody's playing as far off as the guy guarding Matthew Golden. And it just shows you that respect level.
Yeah, definitely. And again, this could have been a choice route, right? That would make a lot of sense. That, hey, just go out there and read it. If they flip their hips, chop it down to let's just move the sticks here, Yep. But he's always looking to get extra yards.
Do you think it's fair to say that that Matthew Golden is more of a short to intermediate route specialist versus an over-the-top type killer, even though a lot of people are saying the 4.29 speeds, why we got him, blah, 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 and why they maybe got Savion because he's that more big body. Just if you see that guy streaking down the fields, you're freaking out. You're like, who's covering him? You know what I mean? With Golden, I feel like the biggest knock on him is that we don't see that 4.29 speed on film. I'll just be honest, I don't see it. As far as like that's Tyreek Hill ran a 4.29. So I don't see the separation that I see from like a Tyreek Hill with that quick twitch movement. Do you see him though? I do see more of an intermediate and an under route specialist type. Like, am I crazy or?
Here's what I say to that, because I've heard a lot of people say that he doesn't look that fast on the film. When have we seen on this tape right here an opportunity where he can showcase it? Every damn ball's being underthrown. You'll see here in a minute. He beats his guy deep, throws his hand up, and the ball's underthrown. And he has to adjust and just high point it, right? So, like right here, there's nothing to show there because they're playing so far off. You know, you could just run right into the teeth of the defense. So,
yeah, the coverage basically dictated the route. Like you said, maybe it was a choice, you know?
Exactly. Go ahead and hit that Cletus question there real quick, Jacob, if you want to, while we're rolling through this next tape here.
Yes. Are we going to do Rumble a lot this year? Basically, I don't want to put words in Clayton's mouth. It's what we have to do at the moment because YouTube just copyright infringement stuff. You have no idea.
Not only rambled, but he rumbled and stumbled.
Here's the problem with doing this particular show, our Chalk Talk, which is probably the fan favorite. Everybody loves Chalk Talk the most.
Yeah.
If we were doing this on YouTube right now, it would throw up a copyright. Okay. And when it throws up the copyright, we're allowed to use it. It immediately notifies me you're allowed to use that. But they end the stream and then bring the stream back up. And it's like it may be down for 10 minutes, it may be down for 30 seconds. Then on top of that, it demonetizes the channel, even though we're allowed to use it. Does that make sense? So that's why we're having to use Rumble. Now, last year, we were doing this very thing with Michael Pratt. And when we did it with Michael Pratt, guess what happened? Someone else had used the same clip that they didn't own rights to. Just some random asshat on YouTube had used the same exact clip of, like an all-22 film, and it sent him a notification. Somebody used your content because the AI controls everything at YouTube. So when it hit us with it, it's saying we stole somebody's third-party content, right? So I reach out to YouTube. You can't talk to anybody. There's no one to talk to on the phone. There's no one to chat. When I chatted with them, they said, we have no control over that department. Well, can you put me through to that department? There's no one to speak to there. So it's like, okay, so you just demonetized my channel for 6 months, and I did not a damn thing wrong because you're allowing AI to control everything rather than, oh, yeah, that's right. Everybody has access to that tape. But again, I have been sent notifications before that people have used my content. You know what I do? Allow it. Like what kind of knucklehead is so egotistical to think they're the only one that should be able to use this specific clip of college coaching tape? So that's why we're on Rumble. It ain't nothing political. It ain't nothing against YouTube other than the fact they got a crappy, if I said a real bad word, a crappy business model is what it is. Mm-hmm. And it's just that whole idea of forget the customers, forget the people, the money I've spent on YouTube. I'm embarrassed to talk about it, to run a channel and actually invest into it and everything. But it's just all about how they can save a buck and let AI take over. End of rant.
Jump through every hoop they want you to jump through, and as soon as you're done, they create new hoops for you to jump through. It's just how it rolls.
And again, I love YouTube. We're going to be live on YouTube every day, but that's how we're going to do it. We're going to go live on YouTube, talk a little ball. Hey guys, we're going to do Chalk Talk over on Rumble. Just hop over there now. That's the only way I know to make everybody happy. So, and I understand there's going to be some people that despise Rumble and they don't like X now. All of a sudden, it's evidently there's something called Blue Sky. I don't know. Somebody told me I need to hop over there. I'm like, why? X is everything I need to do. Well, it's because
if you're a football guy, right, or football person, sorry. If you're a football fan, I mean, X is where it's at. That is the launch pad for everything football, college and NFL. So, shout out to everybody watching us on X right now too, because we're not going anywhere there. We've never had issues live streaming there. So Rumble and X it'll be for the Chalk Talks.
That's what's funny is like, well, I'm going to boycott X because I don't like Elon. I could give a rat's ass if you like Elon. Everybody's got do whatever you want to do, right? But you're boycotting Elon, but the NFL signed a huge deal with X after Elon bought X, but you're not boycotting the NFL. I'm a little confused with that, but anyway, it is what it is. So I'm here to talk ball. Period. Case closed. And if a platform won't let me talk ball the way we want to talk it, then we got to take it somewhere else. And I know you wasn't complaining. You're just probably asking Cletus like, hey, is this something that's going to be regular? I got to the point where I'm like, I guess we can't do Chalk Talk, guys. And it broke my freaking heart. Mm-hmm. And then when I found out, hey, we can do it on Rumble. Oh, man, it was like, all right, let's go. Let's do it. So,
YouTube knocked us for my Jacob's Conspiracy Corner soundtrack. Like it's the no fun police, and it sucks. We want to have fun with you guys, but they make it to the point where, like Clayton said, they'll demonetize you, and then they give you no recourse as to why they did it or what you did wrong.
And again, I don't care what political. Listen, guys, 100% transparency. I was raised a Democrat, raised in a Democratic household. Period. Case closed. Right. I voted for Obama twice. People can go, you did what? That's right. But I also voted for George Bush. I voted for both sides. Right?
So it means you have a brain and you're capable of your own
Exactly.
individual thoughts and opinions.
I follow where my heart says, I think this guy is the right person to try to unify the country and lead us. And I have been wrong many times. This isn't a political stance. This is just explaining how can we get the best football content out to our listeners. That's all it is.
Yep.
If you're a Democrat or a Republican, or you want to vote for an alien that hasn't showed up until the year 2045, I support you. Just don't try to ram it down my throat. That's the way I feel about that. So,
Absolutely.
anyway, back to football. Jesus, we're way over. Yeah. But I did want to answer that question because to explain to people, this isn't a political statement here. This is just, we're trying to talk ball. So 11 gun nasty, Trey Wright, F cheat wide. We'll go quick now, guys. We'll go 75 here. F cheat wide, right, stutter, go. This is really exciting. This shows some of the speed we talked about, but again, you're going to see the ball. Sorry, Quinn, underthrown. So with this Trey Wright set, we kind of explained it. It's 3 targets to the right, one of which is a tight end. Notice I didn't say Trey 2. I just said Trey. That means he's in the traditional Y attach. Okay. With this stutter go, what you're going to see him do is he's going to start in the slot, right? He's going to cheat out wide. He's going to get out here, and he's going to give a little stutter and then go. Not a stop, really, but you're just going to see him slow down a bit and get some leverage up top. Watch him on this route right here. This is going to showcase the speed, right? There, see him throw the hand up. He's good, right? Now, look, right there, you would have seen the 4.2 speed. But watch where the ball's at.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh. How did it not get picked off?
Yeah. And not only that, but look at the adjustment he makes on the ball, and it keeps going.
Yeah.
That balance once again. He's smooth, man.
It was the stutter on the footwork too. Look right there. You could see just at the top there. He stuttered it. You could see that ball hanging up in the air.
Yeah. What do you think, Jake? Body control, right? Body control.
Yeah, I really do think that this guy's highlight reel would look far and away. I hate that we keep throwing strays at Quinn. Sorry, buddy. Like, you know, he's got that weird kind of Phillip Rivers release where it doesn't look natural. It looks forced and hard. But you know,
but it worked for Phil Rivers.
Oh yeah.
Right.
If that ball is thrown in motion, he can catch that thing in stride.
That's a tutter.
He's still running. I mean, he's still running, and that's where I think the bulk of the quote unquote highlights that you see with this guy. It's him coming back, making adjustments, almost bailing out Quinn Ewers on a lot of his throws, and you know. Like I said earlier, I mean, I want that type of receiver. I don't want a guy that's like, well, I ran my route precisely. The ball was a little bit outside of my zone, so I just gave up on the play. That's not what I want. I want a guy that's actually going to fight, come back for the ball, make his quarterback look like he's not a noodle arm, or if he is, at least you go back and you catch that ball.
Right.
Tell him in the huddle later. You know what I mean? You go catch the ball first, then you go back and be like, dude.
And another one on the boundary, right? Real close to the sidelines. Again, like Jacob's saying, man, if that ball's thrown properly, that's 6 points all day up the sideline.
Yeah. All right, up next, 11 gun dubs, F cheat, wide right, stop and go. All right, so this one here, again, he is in the slot technically, but it's what Greg Cosell is talking about, a moving Z. He's going to move out, run out here, stop, and then he's going to turn on the burners again. All right, what do we got here? Phillip
We're
Rivers
just laughing at J. Cole.
Unbelievable, J. Cole. Somebody put the Mount. I seen the other day they created a meme. It was the Mount Rushmore of baby making, and it was like Tyreek Hill. Yeah, Phillip looks so out of place up there. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah, leave Phil alone, man. That's a man of God, right?
Hey, all those kids are in one house, all right?
Yeah, be fruitful and multiply.
Everybody on that Mount Rushmore had swag except for Phillip Rivers. He was just like sitting up there like, I just make babies. That's what I do.
It's just Phillip Rivers. He's got his Costco card. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Brooks Brothers suit off the rack all day. Let's go.
Yeah. We're never going to get done with this show.
No.
So look at the stop and go. Whoop. Right? There you would have seen the speed again, Jacob, but guess what? It's underthrown.
It's a little bit underthrown.
So, but again, the high point, man, with a hand in his face. Look at this grab, man.
Yeah. Honestly, most people would think that I was faster in life, but I've just been getting underthrown balls. You know what I mean?
Oh, jeez.
What did you say? Oh, you audibly said, "Oh, geez, Tim," and then shook.
Because I know where you're going.
Unbelievable.
What do you mean? This is a
Isn't that the
professional
name of
podcast.
your theme night on Fridays at the office?
Hey,
But here's that catch again. I don't think. I mean, you got to take it to 50% to truly appreciate it. It's what we're talking about. High point in the ball with the hand in his face. Look at this.
Laid hands again.
Yeah. Look at the coach. The coach cracked me up. It looked like the coach was going to try to slap the ball out of the air. What's the coach on the sideline there? That's Georgia's coach. Like,
He's screaming, "Get your hand up!
Get it up!" He tried to smack it with his play sheet. But again,
Look at this.
Look at Golden right here, man. Seriously, all year long, late hands.
That's great high point. Yeah.
Exciting. That's probably my favorite catch of the entire highlight reel. Love it. All right, moving along. We got a 12-gun Trey Wright boundary X corner. So he's going to run a little corner S. It's kind of an out route too, okay? So he's going to end up being the boundary X. Actually, he's not the boundary X. That is miswritten there, okay? But here's the out route, right? It's kind of like a corner in and out. So he ends up being, after the cheat, he's actually going to be the slot at the snap, okay? And you're just going to see him kind of bend in, and he kind of starts on a corner but then flattens it off outside where he needs to get to the pass. I think he knew that Quinn Ewers wasn't going to have enough oomph on it to get it out there. So he's setting up like a corner, and he knows right here he's wanting to run the corner because he's got all this space out here, right? But again, him being able to adjust, the ball's going to be thrown down in here. And to be able to adjust to the ball after it's thrown is just – it's beautiful. So moves the sticks again. All right. Next, look at this. This look familiar? 21 pony. Little pony package for you. So it's 21, and right here he's going to be in the Z. Okay, so he's on the field side, and he's going to be playing on the tight end side out of this 21 set. That makes him the Z, and he's just going to cook inside on a dig right here. And even though he gets tackled, watch how his immediate response after he catches the ball is to try to throw a spin move in here and make a guy miss. Look at him. Inside release, little hesitation out, catch the ball, whoop. He's always trying to make a guy miss.
Can we talk about that release for a second? Because that was a thing of beauty.
Absolutely.
Right there. I mean, just watch how quick and sudden. Bye, Felicia. See ya.
Mm-hmm. They're right there, just enough at the stem, enough at the top of the stem, too.
Yep.
Inside release, stem it off, bang. Look at that separation. So,
yep.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Able to catch another ball behind him on his back hip.
Yeah. All right, so now you're seeing the dig, right? So what did we see? 14-yard curls, 14-yard curls. We've seen a stutter go. We've seen an out and up, or a stop and go, I should say, right? You've seen a slant where he took it like 60 yards or however long it was, right? You've seen the catch ball, the jump balls, right? Being able to high point the ball. Right here, you're in 11 pistol. We ran a little pistol last year. Pistol's just a shallow gun with the running back directly behind him, right? And this is an 11 set. They just got these really wide splits, almost a borderline. This guy was zeros in a Baylor split early. But again, what are they using him in? That he's in the Z here with the tight end on the right. However, it's almost the same that you would be looking to use a boundary X in, right? Playing in a phone booth. And look at the coverage. You got all this field out here. Look at all this field that needs to be covered, right? And they got a safety shadowing the short side of the field, right, where Golden is. And let's watch the curl. Once again, here's the curl we keep talking about. So outside release, bang it back in, and then work to the outside, jab step out, make him miss, and we're off to the races.
I like how he kind of came back to the ball a little bit too there when he curled it.
He attacks the football, Tim. He
Yep.
really does, man.
Yep.
So again, you've seen a good release. You've seen the curls with Yak. You've seen the slant with Yak. You've seen the stop and go. You've seen the little jab and go earlier, right? A little jab outside and hit the seam. He's having to slow down for the passes, so I don't write it as if crap he doesn't have enough speed. I look at it more like Quinn Ewers has got the noodle arm. So that's it, boys. That's Chalk Talk. Matthew Golden. After watching the tape there, diving into it, we read the scouting report. To me, the scouting report by Dane Brugler was spot on. Everything in the scouting report you've seen on the tape, I'm excited. Now, listen, I don't expect him to come in day one and be electric and be a 1,300-yard receiver. If that happens, absolutely awesome. But I want to see him get acclimated into the offense and get on the field consistently as quick as possible. He can play the X. He can play the Z. He can play the F, which is the slot, the moving Z, whatever you want to call it. Now you got Savion. I can't wait to do his tape. I'm hoping Ryan will do a similar cut up because he crushed this cut up. If he doesn't cut up on the Savion tape. And you guys, please go to his YouTube channel, like that, share it. It's such a cool video with a song that was put to it that he had generated. Make sure you check that out. But yeah, we'll get into some Savion there. We probably won't do it Anthony Belton because it's just, he blocked him there. You know what I mean? It's like,
he actually does have a pretty good highlight reel.
Oh, yeah.
He mauls dudes.
Half of the defensive line by himself. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I love it.
He likes to finish too. Not quite the way that Rasheed Walker does, but he throws that big old body on there, and he likes it.
Yeah, Rasheed Walker was a finisher in college. There's no two ways. So
finish him.
Anything else you boys want to add here before we wrap up? Man, we got to get out of here, bro.
No, I'm good. I'm golden.
I see what you
nice. I understand that. No, it was really cool to see that our numbers only increased even when we left off YouTube. So if you guys could please just bookmark either the X account or the Rumble account. We are the largest Packers podcast / account on X, even more so than the actual Green Bay Packers. There's a ton of people that have now moved over to Rumble. It is actually overtaking YouTube from like the 9 to 5 as far as guys that are doing everyday broadcasting and stuff like that. So if you don't have the app, download it. It's really great. Like Clayton said, it's not a freaking political thing. It's just, this is where we can share our highlights. This is where we can actually diagnose tape, talk about what we want to talk about, say the stuff we want to say. I'm sorry, I thought this was America. That's what I'll say.
And scan that QR code right up here. Join the Patreon because we can do whatever the hell we want there too as well. And it's a community for everybody that's a part of this show. So if you're not a member on Patreon, scan the QR and join the party for real.
Yeah. Everybody, Coach Lynn's saying he wants to see the people mover. All right, we'll do it. We'll put together a little Anthony Belton tape. It might not be very long, but we'll put it together. And again, guys, the best way to support the channel, like Tim was saying, patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access, $3 get you a ton of content, everything that we put on the sites there. You also get entered into the giveaways, and we're going to be doing a giveaway coming up here real soon. We're going to be giving away a what was it? Gosh, it's escaping me. Dorsey Levens, I believe it is. I think we got a Dorsey Levens.
And we still got the Bo Melton rookie still, right?
We got the Bo Melton rookie card. We got a Dorsey Levens jersey. We've got a couple of Dontavion Wicks autographed jerseys. We got all kinds of stuff coming up. So appreciate y'all tuning in again. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. Jacob, stay straight tonight, okay, man? Let's don't get in any trouble. I know how you are. Quick
shout out to Jeff Hagan in the chat before we get out of here.
Hey, Jeff, my man.
Hey, Jeff, man, great to meet you at the draft too. Likewise.
Absolute honor, Jeff. Seriously, I've been following you. I think since I've been on Twitter, one of the first people that I followed. He followed me. I followed him back, and just love your whole demeanor on X, man. You hanging on Twitter the right way and just encourage people, and that's I won't put up with it, man. Somebody gets on there and they're getting rude and trying to act like a tough guy or just being obnoxious. I just block them and move on. And Jeff's one of those guys. If you're not following him on Twitter, you would be very, very glad you did if you went and gave him a follow. But it was an absolute pleasure meeting you, Jeff. Love the picture of your grandson there too. That's what he was talking about. Is them doing the. Let me put that back up there real quick, and we'll come back to Larry.
Oh, the Lambeau Leap pick, yeah.
See him with the grandson there, which is awesome, man. So that's going in the frame on the mantle for sure. But thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. Larry Cano, Chalk Talk returns. Thanks, guys. Go Pack Go. Thank you, Larry. You always supported the show. You and Bates, everybody in there, we really appreciate it. So, all right, that's it. We'll see y'all tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central for PTA Live. We'll see if any news breaks. If not, we'll dive into some more. What I'd like to do is look at the wide receiver room now, maybe pull up the roster, say, okay, let's take a deep dive of the wide receiver. We may do that since Matthew Golden's kind of fresh on our mind, and then sandwich in a little Savion Williams Chalk Talk in there too. But we will do Anthony Belton for Coach Lynn. So everybody have a great night. Take care. Appreciate you.
And we go.
We're out. Bye, guys.